the last 3 and 4 years, there are various committees and commissions dealing with so-called minority issues like Justice Ranganath Mishra Commission, Justice Rajinder Sachar Committee report, now the Communal Violence Bill. So these things have engrossed me to such an extent that during my night sleep, if I have some kind of dream, in dreams Rajinder Sachar comes, sometimes Ranganath Mishra comes, and sometimes Tista Satarwad also. This happens. It would have been better that if I would have discussed the issue of price rise and corruption. But this is a grand design of the political system and a group of the elite and the people sitting at the top. The grand design was during the British rule not to allow people getting united and let them divided on the basis of religion, caste and creeds. That is known as divide and rule. This time when political system is losing its legitimacy, entire political establishment is losing its legitimacy. I was asking my friend Kiran on the way, till 70s we have options of political leaders whom photographs we could ask our children, get inspired by them. But in contemporary politics, we cannot have any politicians. We can ask our children to keep his or her photograph so that you can get inspiration. At least at the national level, we have no such politician. So we are living in the country, in the contemporary India, where we are finding ourselves leaderless. There are leaders, but there are no statesmen. In such a situation, I am going to speak on such a topic. What is the bill? Why we are talking about the bill? Is it a bill? There is a committee known as National Advisory Committee headed by Mrs. Sonia Gandhi. Mrs. Sonia Gandhi had handpicked certain individuals who have never been elected in any political position, whose credentials are not only under doubt, but they are not the people beyond the partisan interests. There are hundreds and thousands of people in this country with integrity, and those who have worked in judiciary, legislature and executive, those who are in academics. But they are not selected in that committee. I am giving 2 and 3 examples. Mr. John Dayal, before he joined this committee, I was knowing him as a senior journalist. But when this committee was formed and when the committee framed this so-called proposed bill, I went through his biodata CV. I found that he is the spokesperson of Catholic organization in India, and he is a bridge between Vatican and Indian Catholics. Nothing bad. You can be representative of your any religion. There is one person who called George Bush terrorists. In committee there is another person, Harsh Mandal, who is always involved in such acts which goes against a particular ideology and particular group. And most of the people are running NGO, hugely funded by foreign agency. They cannot dispute. In America, the President of America has a committee, Economic Advisory Committee. The members of the committee are approved by Senate. Here Mrs. Gandhi has handpicked the people. So this committee has proposed a bill that is known as Prevention of Communal and Targeted Violence Bill. I am giving two major things about the bill. Our constitution is based on rule of law. This is the fundamental of our constitution and not only our constitution but our society. There will be no discrimination on the basis of caste, religion, language, region or sex. Article 14 categorically says all citizens are equal before the law. And there should be no discrimination on illogical basis. And Article 15 mentions certain categories of illogical categories. One of them is sex. One cannot be discriminated on the basis of sex. We have some policy measures that is known as positive discrimination for those who are socially and economically backward. Historically and civilizationally, they are backward, to bringing them in the mainstream to create an egalitarian society. This is our basic presumption of the constitution. But this bill divides the Indian citizen in two categories. One is group, defines as a group. Others are others. Who are members of the group? For all practical purposes, two major religious communities, Muslims and Christians, are members of the group. Theoretically, they have kept two more categories, scheduled caste and scheduled tribe. And others, rest of the people means majority community. This is the division. Now, before coming to the bill, I will give certain examples, implications of the bill. You are a landlord and you have a house in Bangalore which you want to, which you have given someone on rent. The person whom you have given on rent, at a particular point of time you want that he should vacate your house. You asked him to vacate the house and he refuses that I can't vacate at this time, it will take 1 more year, 2 more years, some kind of thing he is doing. Your option is go to the court, judiciary. And judiciary will decide what to do. But if this bill becomes the law, and coincidentally the person belongs to so-called minority group, and you are asking him to vacate the house, if he takes the position that, suppose he takes the position that you are asking to vacate him because he belongs to a particular religion, you will have no option except getting arrested. You are not only accused, you have to prove that you are not accused. It would be proven fact that you are guilty for that. You are not only accused, you are guilty. Second example I am giving. Two friends attending college, they are right from childhood friends. They don't know each other's religion except that their mode of worship is different. At one point of time, suppose one is my sister, other is someone your sister. At one point of time, both the girls are unfortunately victim of some anti-social elements, that they were raped. Now in the normal course, Indian Penal Code, the law would take its own course for both the victims. But if this bill becomes a law, the policeman who is investigating the case, the incident took place in the area of the policeman, he comes to the place, first question he will ask the religion of both the victims. And if the religion of the victim is so-called minority community, he will take the case of that particular victim because in his eyes, because he is under psychological threat. If any delay, any allegation of delay, either medical examination or any recording statement, he will be suspended. He will be declared criminal like a rapist. He had to fight the case in the court of law, and that court of law is not the court where our honorable justice was there. A parallel court of law has been created, that has been named national authority and the state authority. And these authorities have not been created in a secular parameter. Out of 7 members, 4 members should be from the 4 members are compulsory should be from the minority community, from the group. So he had to fight the case. Another implication of the bill. Almost all the time, any club, any association, any organization, if there is a contest for the president, secretary and vice president, people mobilize for the election. And there is a contest for the presidential seat, or there is a mobilization for consensus, creating consensus. But if the bill becomes the law, you will find that nobody would like to be office bearers of any Hindu organization, any organization belonging to majority community. Why? All the organizations belonging to majority community, whether they are registered or non-registered, whether it is a Ramlila committee or a Tarun Youth Club or a Lions Club or anything like that, if you are office bearer, any member of that group, any member of that association is arrested for any allegation that he is making propaganda against the group member, that is all practical purposes for minority community, or he is found attacking on minority community, he is found abusing minority community, the office bearers of all such organizations from which he is associated would be caught. They would be equated with the person who is guilty for that, so-called guilty for that. Now they have to prove that they are not guilty. Suppose that person